The gospel is one of my favorite gospels. I trace my being an active adult Catholic back to my senior year of high school. For senior year, you studied the Gospel of John. Every day of the week, every week of the year, we studied the Gospel of John. And far from being tired of it, I grew to love it. The Gospel of John, I heard someone say, the Gospel of John can be like just a little sip of water from a teacup, or it can be a vast ocean that could drown everything. It is beautiful on the surface level, but it is so deep and profound. And so I strongly recommend read John's Gospel, read with a Bible that has notes so that you can get some of the flavor. But I'm not going to say any more about that today, because if I start, I'll never stop. Rather, let us look at a reading from the first letter of St. John. I also recommend the first letter of St. John. It's really wonderful. St. John is writing to people. He says, I'm not writing you because you don't know the truth. I'm writing you because you know the truth. But if we go back to his first sentence here, he says, children, it is the last hour. And just as you have heard that the Antichrist was coming, so now many Antichrists have appeared. Thus we know this is the last hour. They went out from us. In other words, they were sent out. Usually that is associated with being sent out to spread the good news, to share their faith. But they were not really of our number. If they had been, they would have remained with us. Their desertion shows none of them was of our number. This means that some of the people thought that they had the faith, and they went out to share it. But their faith was not firmly grounded. And so instead of going out and sharing the faith, they went out and undermined it. I don't want this to make you stop sharing your faith. That's not the point here. The point is, when we go out and share our faith, we need to be constantly deepening our faith. We need to understand our faith so that we do not do what I did. I had a good friend, lived right across the street. He was a Baptist. When we were in junior high, maybe high school, he said, well, we Protestants, we believe that we're justified by faith. You Catholics, you believe that you're justified by works. And so I defended justified by works all the way up. I think I was in graduate school. And the Catholic Church doesn't believe that we're justified by works. I had been defending the wrong thing for years. So when I found out that I was wrong, I repented of that. And I started sharing the truth, which, by the way, is we are all justified by God's grace. Our response is faith and works. But it's important to know that this is not simply, oh, I know something about Jesus, and now I'm going to go out and instruct the world. I know something about Jesus, and so I'm going to defend my faith, or at least explain what I believe to other people. But I'm going to keep growing in that faith, because every time I share my faith with someone else, They're going to ask me a question, or they're going to have an experience, and I'm going to have to go back. Maybe you come back and talk to Father. Maybe you go back and look it up in the Catholic Catechism, the Catechism of the Catholic Church. But we keep going back to deepen our relationship with Jesus. And it's always, always a question of relationship. Am I growing more deeply in love with Jesus, with God the Father, with God the Holy Spirit? So remember, everyone, tomorrow is a holy day of obligation. It is the solemnity of Mary, the Holy Mother of God. Our masses tomorrow will be at 8 a.m. and at 11 a.m. So our Sunday schedule of masses. Thank you.